Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about what is options pattern, why do we need it, and how we can use it. As you can see, I have a get endpoint here named city status, and inside of this endpoint, I have name and population and reading that data from the configuration and return it. When I look at the app settings file, as you can see, I have a name and population inside of the city status key. And when I execute the endpoint, we are getting our configuration data named Istanbul and 20,000. When I look at the constructor of the controller, as you can see, I don't know actually what I'm depending on. I'm not strongly typed to any configuration key, right? And that's where options pattern comes in. How? Let me show you. First, we need a class for our city status key. So this is city status options. And what is our properties? Our properties are name, right? And our second property is population. Population. Yes. And in order to inject that, we need to bind it first. Our options to configuration, right? For that, we need to build services, configure. What do we configure? We will configure our city status options to our configuration. To our configuration city status queue. So we need to write builder configuration get section. And what is our section? Our section is city status. Yes, but I don't want to hardcode that, so I will move that to inside of the city status options. So it will be public const string city status, right? City status, yes. Yes, that is better. So how will I inject this? So we have an interface called IOptions with city status options. And right now, actually, I am strongly typed to my option. So this will be options.value, not the option interface itself. We just need our value. And let's return that data so we can see it with the inside of the endpoint. So it will be options.name and options.population. Yes. So let's run the project again. Building. Still building. Yes. And execute again. As you can see, I'm getting my data strongly typed from the options, right? But when I update my value from 20,000 to 5 and save it again without stopping the application and execute again, as you can see, our old configuration is 5, it's updated, but options pattern is still the old one, right? It's still the 20,000. That's because options pattern reads the data once and it always returns the same data. So how we can deal with that data? How we can read the updated value? For that case, we have two options, and those options are called IOptionsSnapshot, city status options snapshot, yeah, and we have IOptionsMonitor, city status options monitor. Yes. So let me introduce these variables and I will explain them in a second. So this is snapshot.value and snapshot monitor.current value. So not the interface itself. We just need our options and return it. So we can see with the endpoint snapshot. Yes, snapshot. And the last one is monitor, right? Monitor and monitor, yes. So let's run the project again. Building. Yes. Execute the data. And yes, right now we are getting the initial value 5, right? and let's update the data to 10,000. Save it, execute again. As you can see, with the snapshot and monitor, we can actually get the updated value, right? So what is the difference between snapshot and monitor? So difference between them is actually their life cycle. So monitor is singleton, so it always gets the updated value, but it always injected singleton. But snapshot is scoped, and whenever the snapshot is constructed, it reads the data from the configuration. So this is the main difference between them. The other feature of the options pattern is validation. We can use data annotations to validate our configurations. For example, we have population, right? We can, for example, say our population can't be less than 0. We can say it can be between 0 and long dot max value, right? So how we can apply this function? In order to apply our data validation, actually we need to bind our options pattern differently, because there is a special function for it, and that is called builder services add options. Yes, right now bind to our configuration, so I can get copy from here, my favorite development, copy paste, and validate data annotations. Yes, now we have actually validations. So I will run the project again. Building. Yes, read the data. Right now it's 10,000, but when I update the value to -5, for example, and execute again, as you can see, I got an exception, right? And because the value is less than 0. But when I run the project again, actually I don't get an exception, right? Because I didn't hit the get endpoint. You can see nothing is wrong. I'm executing the endpoint, and right now I'm getting the exception. But if I want to get an exception when the project is bootstrapping, there is a special function for that as well, and that is called validate on start. Yes, when I execute the function, as you can see, I'm getting the exception right away. And that is how we can use options pattern. So thanks for watching. This is my first video, so please give a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can to support me, and see you in the next video. May the force be with you.